thank us. And she said, she came right here and said, Vitameal is a miracle. I see, she has a foundation that receives some of the vitamins. She says, I see these kids changing within weeks. These malnourished, little big belly kids with yellow eyes and red hair. And she says, within weeks, I see them change. It's a miracle, is what she said. Because it's designed specifically by an expert in malnutrition with the right vitamins and minerals and balance. Okay? And each bag feeds a child 30 servings, so 1 meal a day for a month for $22. I think that's reasonable. And I think every time you buy one, you should feel good about what you've done. Innovative products and an enriching, uplifting culture. That's what our mission statement says. And we, as a company, want to participate with you in this. That's part of our culture. It's part of what we stand for as a company. And so what do? We match. And as you know, if it's 1 bag that the company gives for every 8 bags that other people do. But if you give 5, then we'll match that. So it's 1 for 5, right? Okay? And sometimes, occasionally, we do even better than that, like at convention and other places, because we want to be a part of that as well. Employees are also becoming ambassadors and participating. Many of our employees are also participating in this program. And in addition to that, I always want to tell you some of the other programs that we do. Do you have an idea of what you're doing to help with disasters? How many millions of meals have been provided because of you to help the victims of hurricanes, of earthquakes in Haiti and China and New Orleans, and where we say, oh, it was fun to send food down to New Orleans. They made it into a Cajun.
Really?
Yeah,
that was like that.
And then when we send food to the south after the tsunami, and all these places that have received our food, even Joplin, Missouri, received vitamin. And so you're participating in helping these people because it's part of our culture. It's part of who we are, is to help when there's an emergency, isn't it? And in addition to that, 25 cents from every bag of Vitameal that you donate goes to the Force for Good Foundation specifically to help with our School of Agriculture for Family Independence in Malawi, Africa. Woo! Do all of you know about that school?
I didn't know that.
Monty Manja.
It is incredible. Have any of you come down to Africa with us?
We'll be
It's incredible. Last time I was there, I went to visit one of our graduates. He'd been graduated and back on his farm for a year, and I asked him, I said, tell me, Gideon, before you came to the school, how many bags of how many bags of maize did you grow on your farm? And he said, 20 to 30 bags. Well, let's see, 5 bags per person per year. I figured, and he has a bunch of 4 kids, 5. I said, that's not enough to feed your family. He said, no, we always run out. And I have the hungry times when we have nothing. When I have to go work or find a job or something else because we don't have enough to eat. And I said, well, when you came to the farm, to our school, how many bags did you grow at our school? Remember 20 or 30, what he did before he came to our school. And he said, that year I farmed there and I grew on the same amount of land, 60 bags.
Wow.
Imagine. And I said, oh, well, that's amazing. But now that you're back on your own farm, the same land where it was growing 20 to 30 bags, I said, how many did you grow here on your farm this year? And he said, well, we didn't have to plant the whole thing, and I have about 100 bags.
Wow.
Can you imagine the difference in Gideon's life and his family? And you know what? He says, I made all these bricks because I'm going to build a new house. Maybe put a tin roof on it, and maybe a floor. And then we came back the next day, and he said, I've got to use these bricks for something else. I put all my Vitameal here in my house against this wall, and it knocked the wall down. So much food, it knocked his wall down. He had to use his bricks to rebuild his house.
That's a good thing.
Isn't that wonderful? I mean, that's the kind of thing that you're contributing to every time you do this. And when you buy water and do all these things, this is what we're doing, is contributing to this. We'll go back just for one more second. And in addition to that, we need to make sure that you understand, because some people, again, don't realize that, there is profit in Vitameal for the company. Okay? I told you, it's not a nonprofit. It's not a charity. It's a for-profit. That's what helps us sustain it. We just took our board of directors with us to Malawi to see it, you know, and they were so excited. They're the ones that they couldn't allow us to do this program to the degree we are if it didn't make profit. Because they are defenders of who? The stockholder. Right? But they love it. Everybody wins. And the reality is, what we don't have to tell them too much, is what do we use that profit for? It covers all the overhead of the Force for Good Foundation. So 100% of your donations to the Force for Good Foundation go to projects. 100%.
Wow.
In addition to that, we can build plants in Malawi and China and all these other places. We can match donations. We can do so many other good things because it does give a profit to the company. You see, and it can sustain and grow and be and thrive. You know, we've given through the Nourish the Children because it is what it is, because you make a commission, because we make a profit. You know, we've probably given at least 25 times as much through that as we have through the Force for Good. It works. It's working. All right. And you all know, here's Blake in Africa, here's Blake in Malawi. He being made a chief, his favorite title, except probably father. But he loves that title of chief, and here he is, and of course what he says, Nourish the Children, maybe 5% of what we do. It's not taking over. You have wonderful, successful businesses. You just listen to Scott. We want you to have thrive, and we want you to do well with your businesses, right? And maybe only 5% of your time are what you do, but really it's 95% of who we are. Because our mission is to be a force for good in the world. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want other people to feel good about what we do and who we are and what this company is about, right? And we can be proud. We can hold our heads up and say, I'm proud to be associated with New Skin, right?
Yes. Woo!
So what is the vision? You know, we're talking about feeding 100,000 children. Well, you think about that. Let's go on to the next slide, Scott. You think about 100,000. Well, what 850